All right, so looking at this picture, which you can find on open source, there's no secret to who it is or what it is, but looking at how kit and equipment has evolved, as well as tactics have evolved over a couple of decades. This image, as you look at the helmet, the Kevlar helmet, and the gentleman wearing big Bolle glasses. So the big Bolle ballistic glasses, larger than what you would see guys wearing today, but had its place for explosive force entry, protection against any debris. Good overall. They had a tendency to fog up a little bit, but that was very common. So, and then working your way down and see an MP5 in the gentleman's hand. So in the early days when JTF2 took over from the RCMP, it was the primary long gun of choice. And I realized that as things kicked off in Afghanistan, that is no longer effective. So we since switched to carbine rifle. And then as you look at the uniform, it's Nomex coverall. So that was also very common in terms of a level of protection or concern against anything that could catch fire. So they were fire retardant, and the concern was during EFE, would a guy let up on fire, if he had to run through a burning vehicle or a room that was on fire, would the coveralls add or provide an element of protection. So again, Afghanistan changed a lot. The uniform was another addition to the changes. And then when you look at the carrier, you'll see in front of the groin protection, so a flap, a ballistic flap that guys would wear for obvious reasons. And then all the glow sticks, people ask me, what are all the glow sticks for? The glow sticks for multiple different reasons. If you clear a room, for example, maybe you crack a glow stick to identify to your teammates that room has already been cleared. Or also if you're just in the bush somewhere and you need to mark something, you could identify what that marking is: a red glow stick, a blue glow stick, a green glow stick. Under NVGs, they all look white, so a bit of a moot point, but if it was required, at least there was an element of marking something. So that's why guys carried a decent amount of glow sticks. And then as you look at the big shin pads that a baseball player or a catcher would wear, again, just for protection. Some guys were all about the big heavy duty shin pads and knee pads, and some guys choose just to wear the knee pads. Now, the advancement of modern combat attire, the knee pads typically are built in, so you won't see shin pads very often. But that is definitely an old school picture, and those are the forefathers of the organization, man. So they're the ones that kind of put the organization on the map, and they did a lot of good things with the equipment and the capabilities that they had at the time.
Did you like wearing any of that stuff?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. In fact, I remember being relatively new to the unit, and we were still wearing Nomex coveralls at the time, and it bothered me because I felt like I was like a dude in the Navy, where you go to the East Coast or the West Coast, and you would see Navy guys wearing coveralls, very, very common. And I remember pushing back, and I was like, that was 2004 when I got to the unit. I'm like, why are we wearing coveralls? Like, we're a soldier. I want to wear a combat uniform. And then it wasn't there after that. The coveralls went to the wayside, and you saw guys wearing combat pants and shirt a lot more often, because this was a domestic thing. You wouldn't see guys deployed to Afghanistan wearing coveralls. They would wear, a tan combat uniform. But domestically, this was very common for guys to wear.